Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the City of Pasadena, Texas Council meeting, February 18th, 2020, 6 p.m. We will start this meeting with Pastor Bo Fisher giving an invocation, and Phil Caton, you'll lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If everybody would please stand.
Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for the opportunity to live and work and go to school in this great city. And we all together pronounce a blessing on its residents, its industries, its institutions. And we ask you that you would help us in the areas where we disagree sharply to respect and honor one another and to find a way to come to some way of agreement for the benefit of this city. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen. Thank you.
Everyone, please join me in the pledges to our flags. Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Caton.
I'll pass, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Bass.
It's a hard act to follow. Thank y'all for coming tonight. We got, I think, one more cold front coming in. Just wait 10 minutes and the weather will change. I appreciate y'all participating tonight, but I'll pass.
Councilman Shabine.
Hey, good evening, everyone. I want to introduce you to a young man sitting right over here in a Cub Scout uniform, and he hit me up for one of these coupon books. They're $10, and they got a lot of great values in it, but most importantly, it supports our young people. So I will be visiting Fuddruckers. There's some coupons in here, so thank you, Charlie. I appreciate that. We've got some things that are very important that go on within our city, and I think our residents need to know the value of our homeowners association meetings. In my district alone, I have approximately 18 homeowners associations, and I regularly visit those. And I just wanted to call out, last week I visited, and the week before, University Park, Baywood Oaks, Kirby Bend, and Kirby Lake, and I want to thank them for what they're doing in our community. And then this week, Baywood Shadows, Brookwood, and Clear Lake Forest I'll be attending this week. Our homeowners associations provide wonderful information to the residents in our subdivisions, and it's a great opportunity to go and share information about what's going on in our city, and also it gives me an opportunity to go and listen to our residents. And, you know, through listening, we can get a lot accomplished together. We will be sharing information. The mayor will be at the State of the City, which is hosted by our chamber. So we'll be giving, the mayor will be giving a State of the City address on Thursday at the Convention Center as well. Thank you for being a Pasadenian, and we've got a great future ahead of us. And with that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Barr.
I'll pass, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Lehman.
Thank everybody for coming out this evening. And just a reminder, early voting started today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Harrison.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to give some comments, a little bit of history about baseball. I'm telling my age now, but I used to watch the Houston bus when they were on I-45, the Colt 45s, and now the Houston Astros. I want to thank the Roy Halfine's family for passing a bond election in the city. I know they had to get it passed 2 times. It failed, and the 3rd time we had a bond election. But I can't think of a greater sport than baseball. I love all sports, but I played baseball in college. I played for Pasadena High. Last year I played was 1967. We won the world over 45 fast pitch softball. So I love baseball. I love football. I'll watch it, but that's my favorite sport. But we've got a history of the greatest game. I think it is the greatest game. At 45 Stadium, I saw Mickey Mantle hit the first home run over at the Astrodome. I saw Willie McCovey. He used to hit that ball line drive so hard they'd go through the wooden fence. And that's where the knothole game. The kids that couldn't pay to get in, the old saying was they'd look through the fence. We've got a lot of history in baseball, but baseball in all sports are a faction that brings people together. It doesn't make any difference what political side you're on. We all love sports. And I want to thank the family and the players for bringing that sport to my life, for enjoying. And this day, I don't go to the games like I used to, but after 60 years of marriage, my wife and I sit on the couch and watch every baseball game, the Houston Astros. And baseball is going to be here, and it's going to continue to be here. And I don't judge people on what they did in the past. I shouldn't judge people, but I read it in the paper. I thought it was a good quote, that you judge people on what you do today, not the past. And therefore, as Lowell Pass used to say about the Astros, it's the year of the Astros. Let's go. And the umpire used to say, play ball, and I'm ready for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Casadas.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Councilmember Harrison. That was probably nice. Now, I can't play baseball or hit a ball very well, but, man, come birthday times, I can hit a pinata, so I'm ready for that. Thank you guys so much for coming out this evening. We appreciate you guys being here. And only thing I really have to say or to bring up is I've had a lot of concerned citizens call me today and let me know about, we always post our agenda on the web page, and the agenda documents are no longer on there. And I feel like, you as citizens need to be as informed as you can. And if we could, Mayor, and with the administration, get the agenda documents back on the website, it's important for our residents to be informed and know exactly what's going on. So with that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Wheeler.
Thank you, Mayor. Want to welcome everyone coming out this evening. Pastor Bo Fisher, thank you for being here. And with that, I'll pass.
Thank you, sir. Brings us down to citizens wanting to speak to council. First one is Heather Kirkpatrick.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep my composure, but the permit office has really literally put me through terror. I'm here because on November 18th, I purchased my home at 2513 Thomas Avenue with my veteran VA loan. With the appraisal and the inspection, my home was deemed safe and habitable. And when it came time for me to turn the gas on and get an inspection, the inspector showed up at my home, Mr. Randy Glover, and he told me, without inspecting my home, that his aunt used to live there some years ago, and he knows how this home used to look, and he will never get the gas cut on in my home, and don't be surprised if my water's cut off next. He then gave me a red tag and left. I have had nothing but a run around trying to keep my utilities on from the permit office, and things are being held against me from years and years and years past that have nothing to do with the state of my home right now. I'm asking that somebody please help me get my stove and electricity and my electrical box updated so I can have a stove and a family meetings and meals with my family. This is getting to a point of harassment and bullying, and it's just over. I'm just tired of it. I feel like nobody's helping me. I'm getting runarounds, and Mr. Glover has put a permit hold on my home, so I can't even get my electrical board updated so it's within the code. I really don't know what else to say, but I just need help.
Thank you, ma'am. Joseph Thomas.
Mayor, Councilman, Joseph Thomas with the American Legion, Post 521, and it's that time of year. It is time for the city of Pasadena and the American Legion to recognize our veterans, our first responders. We always recognize our veterans, some of them who are in this audience tonight. So I'll go ahead and pass out the letters. This year, the Outstanding Police and Firefighter Awards will be presented on Friday, April the 3rd, 2020, with dinner starting at 6 p.m. And the awards ceremony will be starting at 7. Charlie here is our one of our newest Sons of the American Legion members. He got his membership through me. And this year we'll be presenting awards to the Pasadena police officer, volunteer fireman, EMT, ISD police officer, precinct 2, and 8 constables in the PIS school crossing guard. Every year I come up here. I've been doing this for, I believe, 6 years now, maybe 7. And the turnout from this council has been a little lackluster. I know a couple of councilmen and the mayor have been there in the past. These are our folks. These are the men and women who protect this city, who take care of us. I'd like to see a lot of support from the city, especially from the council, to make sure that we're all there. I actually have a gentleman that's going to be here. He's the police chief and fire chief for the city of Como, Texas, up north. He's also our 1st Division commander. Andy Lowen, he'll be here as our guest speaker this year, and I think it'll be an outstanding program. And we'll come back before you after the award ceremony and let you know how it went and who was awarded. And as Councilmember Shanebine mentioned, Charlie is selling these coupon books, but it's not just Charlie. It's also all the scouts in the greater Houston area that are selling these coupon books. And they're designed to help out not just his pack and everything, but also those kids that can't afford to have gear and stuff. So if you get a chance, you're over by Kroger in the afternoons or on the weekends, come by and see them. And most people have my number already, so y'all are more than welcome to give us a call, and we'll stop by and help you out. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Charlie. Mike Courtney.
Mayor, City Council, I got my watch on, so I know I got my 3 minutes going. First on the agenda, I want to talk to all the council members here, and I'd like for y'all to vote to put on the agenda what I brought up 6 months ago, getting the people with disability a break on their water bill. That's very important. It's important to me. $400 or $500 a year means a lot to me because I make $20-something thousand a year now. I don't make $40-something an hour. So I want every councilman to vote to put that on the agenda, the next agenda. That's very important to me and other people in this city. My next thing is, I know that we have $11 million, give or take some change, on what we owe on the water, the Houston. Now my question is, that during this time, and I'm not picking on Robin Green by any means, I don't even know him, but during this time, you know, why didn't his office see that we had this deficit and let this go on for so long, and then, you know, all of a sudden we get caught with our pants down? I mean, this guy's been in that office. This shouldn't be happening. This is one of the largest municipal cities in the state of Texas. This shouldn't happen at all. Number two, on our water bill, we were, might have been November, December, where earmark said we had $115 million from FEMA for the drainage. Well, the first quarter is almost over, and I haven't seen any activity in the city to where this is happening. Some people have talked about, which is, to me, is ludicrous, lowering the streets and letting it flood for everybody else. That's the most preposterous thing I've ever heard. That's crazy. My next agenda is you know, since we don't have the West Mansion anymore, we couldn't even get a grant for anything for a historical society. There's nothing historical in the city of Pasadena anymore except for the name, which we were incorporated in 1893. There's no buildings. So you can just forget getting a grant there. I live on the East End, and one of the old people there that's been there for 40 years said that he feels like that our properties over there have just been forgotten about, that nobody does anything, the roads are terrible, it's a travesty. And I agree because I live there. And last but not least, and I know this has been kicked around and you're having a meeting, you know, this city here is a city. We're not a real estate company at all. And it's preposterous for us to even be considering buying an old, worn-out, dilapidated mall over there from somebody, buying somebody else's problem, and then lose precious tax dollars that we need. We're not a real estate company. If you go on HCAD, the city of Pasadena, who's not even a pittance the size of Houston, owns 2 times the amount of property that Houston does. We're not a real estate company. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you, sir. David Garza?
Set my timer. Sorry. Got it. Thank you. Council, Mayor, citizens, sorry for the hoarse voice. I'm getting over a sickness. So I know the city's got a lot of concerns and obligations it's got to deal with. So this is going to be, I'm sure, on the bottom of the list. But still, I'm glad and grateful for the time that you guys give our citizens to express and give us each a voice. So my voice here today is just to express the Pasadena skate park. I've been skateboarding for over 16, 17 years of my life. Long time, and a big sports guy, all kinds of sports. But for some reason, skateboarding has just been in my heart, forever. And tons of kids. Sorry. So what I wanted to say was I did meet with the Parks and Recreation Department. I met with everyone over there and expressed, well, not expressed, just wanted to ask, is there any plans to update the park? And there isn't any, and that's fine. That's fine if there isn't any. But there's no fence. The lighting's pretty horrible. Been going there for over 10 years, and it's just falling apart. And I don't want the city to put more money into it because that'd be a waste, especially with the ramps. The ramps are just sheet metal, so it doesn't make sense. But it was built on an old tennis court, and so that old tennis court's already, falling apart. And there's been many fights there. There's been many incidences because we're so close to the basketball court, and with no basketball court, and there's no fence. So I do know that there is a big plan, for the lack of a better word. It's kind of like a master parks and recreation plan, maybe. When I did speak with the director, there's no plan to have a skate park in there. So maybe if there's a way that we can just put a skate park in there. So we did start a petition. We did start a change.org, and we're almost at 2,000 signatures. And it's just to express that there's a need, and especially with the Olympics coming in 2020. So it's actually it's a real sport now, and I go there all the time, and I teach little kids. I see parents, and it's not just just punk kids anymore. It's people from all walks of life, from adults. I'm 33, and I still do it. And my doctor hates me, and so does my. So my kid's 10, and he doesn't even like it, and so I teach kids, and parents go there, and there's women that do it. There's a big league for women too. So it's just everyone. So if there's tennis courts and basketball courts and soccer fields, I think Pasadena with its big size, maybe we can get a good skate park and a safe skate park. Baytown has 2, League City. We travel Pflugersville, Austin. We spend our money there to go to these skate parks because we skate more than once a week. So there's no reason why Pasadena shouldn't be on the map. So, thank you for your time, and I'll let other people who have more pressing concerns.
Thank you,
So,
sir.
thank
I
you,
really
guys.
appreciate that. Min Win?
I'm new to this, so do they respond back to me?
No,
It
sir.
doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. I printed out a bunch of documents that I want y'all to review, but I didn't realize how many people were in the committee. I only counted 6 plus the mayor, so I don't know if y'all can share this or not. I'm here on behalf of my client, who is a Pasadenan. I'm not. She's trying to open up a business, but it's being stopped by the permitting process, but not by the general permitting process. They're very good at what they do, but by one individual. Her name is Deanna Smith, if I'm correct. Oh, sorry.
There you go.
But so I'm hoping y'all can review this, and I was told that this is the only way I could get the mayor's attention is to be present here, because I have reached out through Sharon Davis, who has helped me for a little bit, and then she appointed me, Mr. Rodriguez, your chief of staff, to be in one of the meetings, and it shows on the emails and stuff like that. But he's been non-responsive, so now I'm trying to come to you as the mayor and as the community members to see if there's any way y'all can help me. But the main concern for the project was it was rejected because, according to planning department, it was not located on a truck route. So I was unaware of that ordinance, and upon researching it, I realized that the truck route doesn't mean the truck route was based on, from my understanding, and I hope y'all can probably come to the same conclusion, is that with the traffic going to Channelview, I can understand that y'all want most trucks, 18-wheelers, to maintain on the truck route and when it's to its nearest destination, leave that truck route to at the closest distance to his next destination. Not because the business has to be on a truck route. So it doesn't say that anywhere. So attached on in the second document, you'll see that that is the truck route ordinance, and then you can pretty much review it yourself to come to your conclusion. I hope you come to the same conclusion I did when I read it. But the first form is the first rejection, where it states on the second page where it says the site is not on the truck route. So I complained about that, and that's when I finally was able to get a meeting with Mr. Rodriguez, Chief of Staff, along with Deanna and some other people from planning, because the reviewer himself, Neil Savannah, told me that she was the one that is rejecting the plans because of that purpose. After going to meet with Mr. Rodriguez, she totally ignored the fact that she denied my project for the truck route, but then brought up on the next document you'll see, she brought up that now the reason that she's rejecting it on your fourth document is the driveway. And she states under there, I highlighted it for you guys, that under the Director of Public and Traffic Director, she can deny it because of the driveway situations. So then...
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. We'll review this.
Okay.
Mr. Taylor, you're up.
In 1912, Battleship Texas was launched, displacing 27,000 tons. It was the most awesome weapon in the world, but you can't stop progress. In the blink of an eye, the Japanese Yamato battleships were displacing 72,000 tons, 3 times the size of the Texas. It seems like the battleships were unstoppable until December 7th, 1941. Not only was Battleship Row destroyed, never another battleship left a drawing board. 1958, 1071 Herbert Street, Maxwell Homes, Pasadena, Texas. And if you're under 65, you may have never heard of Maxwell Homes, and if you're over 65, you may have forgotten it, but you're standing in it. We were displaced from our home because Pasadena needed to lose the image of Stinkadena and the refinery rednecks, and we needed to enter the century with a mall. And boy, was the mall great. Rather than having to go to Pawitsky's for hardware or Carroll's for TV or Ellis for shoes or Edelman for dry good, it was all under one roof, and it was great, unless you were Edelman or Carroll or Pawitsky. The point is just like the battleship, the days of the mall have come and gone. And the people that think they can revive a mall are ignoring the whole function of the mall in the first place, which was convenience. And if you think you can out-convenience the internet, Amazon, or anything else, there's no product that you can put in there. Now, maybe the only difference in a mall and a battleship was the battleship builders knew when to quit. But I had one idea that's just a thought. I was in a Ace Hardware store the other day and late in the evening, and they had a post office open. Well, if you consider everything that we deal with on a daily basis, the top and the inconvenience level is going to be government. City, county, state, federal, you go here, go there, whatever. And I thought with the idea of that post office in the mall, in the hardware store, wouldn't a mini government mall be a great idea? Where, say, the hours from noon to 8, you could go in, you could talk to the federal government. If you tried to get a driver's license lately or do HCAD, a protest or anything, if you just had a mini government mall,
And the way you got the money out of the government, the federal government for the streets, maybe you could get them to kick in $100 million or $200 million to do a feasibility study on turning these derelict malls into mini government centers. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Okay, we had presentation for Chevron. I don't see anyone here, so we'll go down to presentations of minutes, February 4th, 2020. We have a motion by Ibarra. Second by Lehman. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Brings us down to progress payments. We have a motion by Casados, second by Wheeler. Any questions? All in favor? Passes. Brings us down to finance resolutions. Motion Lehman. Second Wheeler. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Brings us down to personnel changes A.
Motion.
We have a motion by Shanebein. Second by Bass. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
No.
We have one no. Casados. Passes. Brings us down, Madam Secretary, to final readings.
Ordinance 2020-10, agreement with Camden Design Group Incorporated for architectural and engineering services for the renovation of the old City Hall, North Wing CIP M041, in the amount of $445,450 with additional services of $60,000 for a total appropriation of $505,450 from the 2018 Certificate of Obligation Fund Balance account. Ordinance 2020-15, extend annual contract with Firetron Incorporated for the fire extinguisher services. Ordinance 2020-16, extend annual contract with Dano Enterprises for the purchase of paper refuse bags. Ordinance 2020-17, extend annual contract with Central Police Supply Group 2 for the purchase of police badges and accessories. Ordinance 2020-18, amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pasadena, Texas, at Chapter 2, Administration, Article 3, Personnel, by amending Division 2, Travel and Authorization and Expense Policy Guide, Sections 2-57 through 2-65, and deleting Sections 2-66 and 2-66.1. Ordinance 2020-19, granting the Pasadena Taxi Company Incorporated a non-exclusive franchise to operate a taxi cab service within the corporate limits of the City of Pasadena and setting forth the provisions and requirements upon such franchise is granted. Ordinance 2020-20, amending Ordinance 2019-159, contract with CTEH LLC for the air monitoring on an as-needed basis to adopt new rates from CTEH for emergency services. Ordinance 2020-21, de-annexing and discontinuing certain land from the limits and boundaries and as part and parcel of the City of Pasadena, Texas, establishing and designating said de-annexed part of the area located in the extraterritorial jurisdiction of the City of Pasadena as an industrial district, to be known as the PPP, Pasadena Performance Products Industrial District.
Motion.
Motion Shanebein. Second by Caton. Any questions?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
Madam Secretary, on ordinance 220-010, I vote no. On ordinance 220-019, I vote no. And Mayor, I would like to discuss ordinance 220-010.
Go ahead, sir.
I voted no last time, and it'll be short, but even in pre-council, they hadn't had all the tests run on the building. They think the results are going to be good on the soil samples. In 1981, when I first got elected to council, that building was a two-story building. It was a shoddy construction back then. It's got a bad slab in there. Now, the architect comes in there and said everything's going to be good. They're going to gut the building and build just gut it. The police, health services, and fire marshal, a few other people want to go in there, but a gutted building, they're going to spend $5.8 million. That's the total cost according to our controller's office, $5.8 million. I'd rather build a new building. We're not in the business of real estate, like the gentleman said. We don't buy a junk building. Now, this is a building we own. We're not buying it. We're going to spend $5.8 million, so I can't approve it. I would approve building a new building. We could do one for that cost, so therefore I can't support it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Any other comment? Go ahead, sir.
Madam Secretary, I'm going to, on ordinance 2020-010, I'll be voting no. Ordinance 2020-018, voting no. Ordinance 2020-019, voting no. Ordinance 2020-021 will be voting no. And if I could, Mayor, discuss 2020-021.
Go ahead, sir.
So this is an ordinance giving a tax abatement to the Pasadena Performance Products so that they can lease their property to New Wave, which is a company that is going to be selling, producing, manufacturing fuels, octanes, different octanes of fuels, right here in Pasadena across 225 in my district, which is District D, right there pretty much on the corner, pretty close to the Beltway at 225. First of all, I'm not real big on giving tax abatements to corporations. First of all, I believe they should all be paying the same amount of tax dollars that you as citizens pay. Secondly, I had a gentleman come up to me after last meeting, a pretty sharp guy and wise, and says, you know, these companies spend millions of dollars before they even try to put a company somewhere. They spend millions of dollars trying to get all of the lawyers and attorneys involved. They go out there, try to get bids to purchase all the fuel that they're going to be working with. And then they also have contracts with the companies that they're going to sell to. So to sit here and say that a company's not going to come to Pasadena if we don't give them a tax abatement is completely false. They've already spent millions of dollars trying to come here. If we tell them no, guess what? They're still going to put it right there. You know why? Because they've already put in the time, they put in the effort. Do you think their investors are going to let them put a business somewhere without them approving it? Right now, it's already been approved. Now they're just trying to come after the city of Pasadena for tax breaks. I can't allow that. I won't support this. That I pass.
Thank you, sir. Any other comment? Go ahead, sir.
I'll be voting no to ordinance 2020-010, ordinance 2020-018, ordinance 2020-019, and ordinance 2020-021.
And 2-1. Okay. Any other comments?
Mayor?
No, sir, you already had your comments, sir.
I know, but I go to the floor, I'd like to make another comment.
No, thank you, sir.
On the vote,
I'll second it.
Anybody else have any
I'd
comments?
like to discuss my vote.
You've already discussed your vote, sir.
I know, but let other people speak, then I'll speak.
Apparently, nobody else wants to speak. We'll go to a vote.
Well, let me just make a comment.
All in favor?
But Robert, we
Any
gotta make a
opposed?
comment.
Madam Secretary, you got the noes on everything?
Madam Secretary,
Passes.
put me down as no on 021.
You can say aye or no. I was going to say no on 010, 019,
Okay, absolutely.
Councilman, can you please repeat those numbers?
no on 010, 019.
Okay, Madam Secretary, brings us down to first readings.
Ordinance 2020-22, authorizing approving the purchase by the city of Pasadena, Texas of AT 200A gas-powered bucket truck from Altech Industries Incorporated.
Motion Casados, second by Lehman. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance 2020-23, agreement between Harris County and the city of Pasadena for the drainage improvements for Armand Bayou Upper Reaches project in the amount of $8,261,802.
Motion.
Motion Wheeler,
Second.
second by Casados. Any questions?
Yes, Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
I'm going to comment, this is going to be at Red Bluff at Fairmont. The Pasadena long enough, that's the worst flooded area I've ever seen. Historically, you can't touch Armand Bayou because there's historical and environmental concern. The Corps of Engineers couldn't even do anything with it. They did put another outlet at Clear Lake out Pasadena flooded. But overall, I'm glad we're doing this in Harris County. I did the engineering for them. It's going to help the flooding situation in that area. And you got to vote for all of Pasadena, not just a certain area. But it brings together another question I have. And I'd like to respond to it. You know, we passed $100 million in certificate obligation bonds. $77 or $78 million has been spent out of that certificate obligation. And I hear through the grapevines that the Controller's Office stated that we can't go out for another bond election. We're too far in debt. We'd have to have a tax increase, et cetera. And out of that $78 million, you know how much they've spent on streets and drainage? It's all on buildings. Look around you. They've only spent a little over $4 million on streets and drainage. So look where the priorities are. It's not for the betterment of the whole city. That I'll pass.
Thank you, sir.
Mayor,
Go ahead, sir.
this project is going to help relieve the backflow of water at Spencer and Red Bluff. And it's going to help with the flow out to Armand Bayou and out to the bay. So the area of Spencer there that traditionally floods will have relief because that's part of the project for Armand Bayou to help relieve the flooding in our city.
Thank you, sir. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Ordinance 2020-24, authorizing and approving spending general obligation bonds 2003 from the funding source 810-33180 in the amount of $3,287.54, CIP number L004, for the support bracing for shelves at the Fairmont Branch Library.
Motion. Motion Casados. Second. Second by Harrison. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Ordinance 2020-25, authorizing approving the renovation of Vern Cox Multipurpose Center Swimming Pool by Progressive Commercial Aquatics Incorporated using the buy board contract number 533-17 in the amount of $332,300 with a 5% contingency of $16,615 for a total appropriation of $348,915.
Motion. Motion by Caton, second by Bass. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Madam Secretary, brings us down to resolutions.
Resolution 2020-29, accepting an in-kind donation of food valued at $300 and one gas card valued at $25 and 50 door prizes valued at a total of $135 from Partners in Primary Care. Resolution 2020-30, approving and amending the bylaws and rules of procedure of the Pasadena Planning and Zoning Commission. Resolution 2020-31, accepting donations from various donors in the combined amount of $3,817 for use by the Animal Controls. Resolution 2020-32, authorizing the mayor on behalf of the Fire Marshal's Office to accept a donation of $5,000 from PPLP Wink to Webster Pipeline as a grant donation for use by the Fire Marshal's Office in connection with the purchase of the equipment for the department's fire explosion investigation scene trailer. Resolution 2033, authorizing the mayor on behalf of the Fire Marshal's Office to accept a donation of $4,000 from Walmart Stores, Bentonville, Arkansas, for use by the Fire Marshal's Office in connection with fire prevention and community outreach programs. Resolution 2020-34, amend resolution number 2015-94 and to amend a revised language access plan attached hereto as exhibit number 1 for federally funded programs administered by the city of Pasadena. Resolution 2020-35, authorizing animal rescue and assistance to partner with FTR Race Management to host a fun run beginning and ending at the animal shelter located at 5150 Burke. Resolution 2020-36, accepting an amount of $20,250 in addition to the $6,750 of previously accepted by resolution number 2011 from the U.S. Department of Justice, United States Marshal, same for overtime for officers assigned to the Gulf Coast Violent Offenders Fugitive Task Force for the period of October 1, 2019 through September 30th, 2020.
Motion Lehman.
Second.
Second by Shanebine. Any questions? Go ahead, sir.
On item B, I was looking there, amended the bylaws and rules of procedure of the Pasadena Planning and Zoning Commission. I don't see anything about vetting the members of the commission. They need to start vetting not only the planning department, but other departments for a criminal background check to see if anybody has a criminal background check, then they don't deserve to serve on the commission. That I'll pass.
Thank you, sir. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? We're going to dismiss this meeting at this time and step in the back for executive session. Then we'll come back in here and we'll call this meeting to order. So at this time, we'll be dismissed and go next door. we're going to re-adjourn this meeting by saying thank y'all for coming. The meeting is adjourned. Thank y'all so much.